that drew a Chelsea. Out goes Pistone, Darbizas and Anderson. In comes Philip Albert, and for the first time Carl Serrant from Oldham on the left side of the midfield, as well as World Cup winner Stefan Guevara. There's been a change to the Liverpool midfield with Jamie Redknapp lining up alongside Paul Ince. Redknapp replaces Jason McAteer, who's been relegated to the bench. There was an injury cloud over German striker Karl-Heinz Riedler, troubled by a recurrence of an old neck injury. Once again, the gifted youngster Michael Owen will lead the Liverpool attack.
Shearer and Guevara get Newcastle United underway. Charvet, Pearce and Albert, the three centre-backs. Steve Watson pushing on down the right-hand side. Carl Serrant, another brought here by, there's Watson, Serrant, another brought here by Kenny Dalglish, but not playing a first-team game before his departure. There he is. Oldham supporters will be wishing him well. He served that club well. They all start afresh in the mind of Ruud Gullit, who's got a huge staff to try and evaluate. Over 50 professionals, I suppose around 35 of them candidates to play in the first team. Liverpool just trying to treat this as another day at the office, but it must have been difficult for them with all the ballyhoo before the game began. They've started their season soundly, winning at Southampton, drawing at home to Arsenal.
Well, I'm not surprised to see a tackle early on. I think I'd have been amazed if Newcastle hadn't just come out and flown out the traps. You can see he just gets the right ankle of Paul Ince as he made the tackle, Gary Speed.
Hegger playing his third Premiership game, the latest Norwegian, which will be signed by Liverpool. Albert. Now Lee. Picked off by Patrick Berger. Much speculation that he would be the player to be left out today to accommodate the return of Redknapp, but it's McAteer who's gone out of the starting 11. Hegger, McManaman, and just finding the extra post there, no surprise in that, to get to the ball in front of Albert. He gets it back to McManaman. Nicely cushioned by Lee, but Harman is struggling. He's felt that knee again. And Newcastle might have to make an early change. Lee. Watson, listen to the noise as the crowd, encouraged by what Ruud Gullit's been saying, tried to play a part that was so often a feature here in the good days under Kevin Keegan, and indeed when Kenny Dalglish took over. They finished second, of course. Had some big games here in the Champions League. But they've been labelled, rightly or wrongly, a club that have gone from cavalier to cautious. It's Liverpool who press on to earn a corner.
Just beginning to settle the match now. But Haman hasn't made it that little tackle where he, as I said, he hung the leg out. You're always risking tweaking your ligaments like that, and I think that's exactly what he's done. Wouldn't surprise me if it was damage to the knee ligaments.
Along comes another of the summer signings, Stephen Glass from Aberdeen. A lot of senior experience in Scotland.
Stephen Glass.
Getting his first touch, and getting the ball back from Guevara. And it's very different all round now for Newcastle United. The three changes that they made at the start and another one early in the game. Here's Berger. Had a great pre-season, but hasn't quite translated that into pepped-up performances in the Premiership. It's a fine ball, though, for Riedler. Still Riedler.
Well, what a tackle that was from Stuart Pearce. What a block. That says everything about that man. That typified him. He thought he was beating Riedler, thought he had beaten him, thought he had left him for dead, and was just about to pick his spot. This is good football from Riedler. Shapes to hit it, and thinks, no, I'm just dragging it back. But look at Pearce quickly round, and he doesn't know where it is, but something's getting in the way.
Berger. Ince has got a bit of room here, room enough to line up a shot, beaten out by the goalkeeper. Owen!
Well, he squeezed it in. What a volley. Difficult angle, but great way to hit the ball. Two great strikes here. This one too hot to handle, but watch the way that he just controls it beautifully. Doesn't thrash at it, keeps his composure. This is a great example. Difficult shot swerving away, but look at this for control. Hit the target, make the goalkeeper work again. And the power is the one that took it through Shea Gibbon.
Well, they were slow to close down Paul Ince, who hit the shot with great authority. And then Michael Owen again with a masterful moment. And it's Newcastle United 0, Liverpool 1. And Owen, who scored in the last two of those three Liverpool wins over Newcastle last season, has hurt the St James's Park club again in the early minutes of this significant Sunday afternoon. Glass. Roy Evans trying to tell us all that there was nothing different about this. It would be the same job. Liverpool would have to come here and prepare right, and my goodness, they're playing it right now. Owen is in again. Owen scores again.
Oh, what a goal. What a goal, Martin. Take that back and look at it. That's a magnificent build-up. They've carved Newcastle wide apart. Carved them. They get McManaman into that area that he likes to run into. And when there's space behind the centre-backs, McManaman feeds the perfect ball through. And with this lad's pace, well, no one's catching him. Has he got the composure? Should we doubt it? It's 2-0.
2 goals in 85 seconds for Liverpool and for Michael Owen. And that pad that Ruud Gullit had before him may well have some comments noted down now. Somber now after all the splendour of the introduction, but it's Shearer. That's a corner to restore the optimism.
Steve Staunton did just enough there. There's a ball across from Glass. He's got a great left foot, Stephen Glass, and Shearer would have fancied this. Just headed it against the defender. But they need some sort of response, and they need it quickly.
Pearce to take the corner. And the goalkeeper didn't deal with it the first time, and then he was so relieved that Philippe Albert headed the ball straight at him, Brad Friedel.
Well, Steve Staunton and Paul Ince, I think they were guilty of leaving it for each other, Martin. Brad Friedel would be complaining this should be a free kick. You see right in front of him there, Steve Watson, but then they step away. And I don't think Albert thought he was going to get that, because it wasn't a powerful header. Almost just let the ball hit his head rather than head it himself. But this isn't going to be easy now for Newcastle. One thing that this Liverpool side like doing is keeping hold of the football. They're happy, they've got players who will do that. Come and get it, play it about, keep the ball, make it difficult for Newcastle.
Well, you've hardly seen a word about Liverpool in the morning papers, I'm sure, but Michael Owen has just said, remember me.
Dare we forget him?
Oh, and it's Riedler. As Pearce had problems then. They've changed a number of players. They've changed the formation, Newcastle. Of course, they've changed the manager. And they're in a pretty pickle as far as this fixture is concerned, with just 20 minutes gone. Staunton. McManaman. Berger. So much space for Liverpool. And Owens on a hat-trick and could have got it. Well, would have been one of the quickest, if not the quickest, in Premiership history.
This is his easier chance, you know. He's got time to stop it. Stop it there and pick a spot. But like an awful lot of players who have decided to hit things first time along the ground, they'd rather get caught up in the grass a bit as well, that. But he knows that's a golden opportunity to tie this game up. I think 3-0 there and game over. As it is, Newcastle still in it.
Lee. Pressure on Bab here. And it's Rob Lee. Givash scores his first goal for Newcastle United on his debut.
Well, it's a gift. And Phil Babb knows he's made a mistake. He knows he's made an error. Dwelling on the ball, trying to be clever. You're 2-0 up, Phil, but you know you can't be clever. Now he's spoiled for choice. Who does he pick out? Shearer or Givash? It's not always as easy as it might look, this, Martin. You can sometimes make a mess of this. He takes his time. He sets it for Givash. He hits the target. He gets a little bit of luck he needs. And Newcastle are very much now back in this football match.
Staunton. Here's Berger. Karl-Heinz Riedler is off the pitch, getting some attention. Shot from Redknapp. Second shot from Redknapp. What a game.
Well, it's got everything, but as I say, look at that little instance there. Redknapp, no pressure, has a shot. Rebound, no pressure, has a shot.
But there is a different kind of pressure brought on Liverpool now by Bab's error. Newcastle took full advantage of it.
What a difference a goal makes.
Givash can hit the free kicks as well. And, well, he's ready for this, having just scored. But Liverpool's two-man wall was ready for it as well. McManaman. Sarant. Watson at the far post. And that was a very important touch from Bab that time. He got that right.
That was a great cross and a great knockback from Watson.
McManaman. Riedler. Owens unmarked in the centre. Back comes Sarant and swats it behind for the corner.
Well, I can't make head nor tail of this Newcastle system, Martin, but what it is making for us some excitement. I mean, 1 minute we're thinking that Newcastle might equalise, and 10 seconds later, Michael Owens hanging his head thinking if only it had come a little bit earlier, that cross, I might well have been nicking my hat-trick.
Liverpool's corner. Well, Givash, the top scorer in the French top division for the last 2 seasons. He didn't show that ruthlessness in front of goal in the World Cup. But he's taken full advantage of the chance carved out for him by Rob Lee to change the complexion again. Ince. Becoming a bit of an old chestnut, the Liverpool centre-back situation.
It was just sloppy, man. It's as simple as that.
And at this level, if you do make that sort of mistake, you very rarely get away with it. Staunton. Given deciding to come. Flicked on by Lee, who kept it in play adroitly. Speed. Charvet hustled out of it by Riedler. Owen to take on Albert. Michael Owen for the hat-trick. Well, it is awesome.
That's ridiculous. I don't think I've seen the likes of this young lad in my life. I'm up applauding. I should be neutral, Matt. I'm sorry about that, but you just can't do anything but applaud this. That's poor again, but from here, I mean, you just got to admire. Albert doesn't make a great job of defending, but he beats one man. He's beaten Charvet. He's passed Albert. He knows if Albert brings him down, he's off. Given comes out, and what about this for finishing? And we're running out of adjectives and superlatives to describe this young lad. It's absolutely awesome. Awesome. I think Roy Evans and Gerard Houllier will be absolutely delighted the way their team has played in this opening half. It's been controlled football, but passing football, but with a real cutting edge. And that cutting edge has been inevitably Michael Owen.
Hullet might be just mulling over in his mind what he's going to say to the team at half-time. Alongside his coaches, Tommy Craig and Alan Irvin, who have been dealing with the day-to-day matters over the last 3 days. Berger. Patrick Berger. It's 4. Berger gets in on the act, and he's waited a while to have a smile as wide as that.
He's deserved it, Martin. He won this himself, first by winning that challenge in Watson, and then I have to say, Charvet diving in there. I don't think that's the greatest defending you're ever likely to see here. He stands his ground and he makes it difficult, but he didn't. And from there, that's a great finish. Cross Shea Given, the most difficult place for the goalkeeper to protect his far post. This kind of angle, hits it early, hits it low, across him, just dips before the goalkeeper. Superb finish from Berger. This game's over as far as I'm concerned.
Well, again, it's an exercise in concentration for Liverpool, as it was at the start. Not so much to distract them before the game began. They have a 4-1 lead, and Michael Owen trying to make it 5. The goalkeeper pushing it out. And that could have run Liverpool's way as well. And Newcastle would have been even deeper in the mire. It's a free kick against Redknapp.
Shea Given owed his luck. Again, I can't believe that they're not dealing with a long ball down the middle. It's a missed header here from Charvet. You just can't do that at this level. And I think Shea Given, well, he gets hands on it, but he gets a bit lucky after that. Time for brave players now, in blue and black and white out there.
Brave players who must put out of their minds the general insecurity that comes into a dressing room at times such as these in football. Who's the new man going to want to keep? Surely there will be some that Newcastle will want to offload from their very big playing staff. Make room, if nothing else, for Hullet's choices. This is better from Newcastle. That was a glass coming in at the near post from Barton's cross.
Much better. And as I say, it's because they've changed the shape, they've changed the pattern of the play, and they will get people like Barton and Speed forward in advanced areas. And with Watson and Stuart Pearce playing as full-backs, they should, when the ball's on their side, be able to back them up quite comfortably.
Charvet. Hence winning the header for Liverpool. Redknapp. Never easy to rest on your laurels in a Premiership match, even when you are 3 goals in front.
hard to coast. You're absolutely right. It's the most difficult thing in any sport. I mean, they look like they're enjoying it.
Well, they're coasting at the moment, aren't they?
But they're not out there. They're a little joke with the referee.
There's Robbie Fowler in the background as well. Speeds cross. Andy, what are you making of the way Shearer and Guy Varsh are moving together as an attacking pair?
It really is difficult to judge, Martin, I think, on today's showing. First half, it was extremely difficult with the extra forward up there alongside them. They are getting close together. There is good communication there, even at the moment. And they are trying to work as a pair, I would suggest, rather than two individual strikers up there. They're trying to get close to each other, look for each other's little flick-ons. But it's a pretty difficult day for the two of them at the moment.
Well, Shearer, I think, is being pretty unselfish in or maybe Guy Varsh is providing the better movement. Work it out for yourselves, but quite a lot of the first balls are going towards him, towards the Frenchman. And this one goes towards Shearer, and he wins it. On for Guy Varsh. Speed. Finding a speedy opponent in Hegem.
He looks a pretty good buy, doesn't he, Hegem? Right back. Some players take a little time to settle in this league. He's just slipped into that right back area as if he's played there for years.
Barton finding a cross and finding Shearer. And that's glass. Well, it was there to be hit.
And why not? It hasn't been much of a glimmer. He's worked well. I've been quite impressed with Stephen Glass, the way he's got on the ball and got involved. Alan Shearer just looking to take a touch, turn and hit. He did all that, but this is there to be hit. On a day like today, you might just fly it in top corner.
Glass. Chave. Friedel trying to prevent what he was sure would be a corner. The movement of the goalkeeper really making up the mind of the officials, I think. Goalkeeper was very much back on his line and back on his game.
This is Shearer's header, I think, the final one. That's the first one. There's a little touch. Well, we talk about good starts. We talked about so many nil-nils, Mark, that have been around, and everyone's wondering, is it a little bit of a World Cup hangover? Maybe part of the reason that Liverpool have started well. I'm looking around at this team here, and I can think of what Paul Ince, Michael Owen, you know, that really played in the World Cup and had to perform.
Well, Paul Ince still competing right to the last here.
Well, he might be his England captain, but it didn't matter to Ince. He was coming right across him. He could have no arguments. The yellow card is shown for that.
It's a sort of tackle that in the World Cup he might have seen red for. Alan Shearer happily riding it without too much pain, it seemed. We talked about Davies Ass being good in the air.
Well, the marking was awful. Again, he could have been punished. He just wanders in at the back post. There's no one within a couple of yards of him. That's a free header. He's 10 yards out. He should be hitting the target. He's under absolutely no pressure. He can time his jump. He's up. Just gets a touch underneath it.
No magic wand from the new man in control at Newcastle, and 7 points out of 9 this season for Michael Owen and for Liverpool. They are top of the FA Carling Premiership. As for Newcastle, where Ruud Gullit can now really get down to the business, and a difficult business it will be, of shaping the side in his image. An amazing day up here in the northeast, and a final score that reached Newcastle United 1, Liverpool 4.